Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our annual retreat, usually Labor Day weekend, this weekend after Labor Day. But we're very, very happy that Swami Kripamayananda has agreed to come and lead the retreat for us. He's been here many times, I'm sure. Just about everyone knows him. He's been in charge of the Vedanta Society of Toronto for how many years, Maharaj?
21 years.
21 years. And I always remember at our temple opening, how Maharaj did, it was Pujari for the Homa, the fire, yeah. So, and I've been to his center many times in Toronto, as one of the best centers in the West. And really very active center, and so the welcoming, the Swami is so loving that it's a great joy to be able to visit there. And we're very happy that Maharaj is with us for a few days. Let me very briefly go over everything. Before I start, everyone, please check your cell phones. Make sure that they're off or on silent mode. So there'll be, after we'll open with some chanting, then there'll be guided meditation till 10:45, and then the first session. The text that Maharaj is using is Prashnottara Ratna-Malika. It's a very nice text of question and answers, a garland of gems of question and answers from Shankaracharya. Then we'll have lunch 12 to 1, and then devotional songs from 1 to 2. So there'll be some group singing. Anyone who likes to sing individually is welcome to sing at that time also. One change that we've done, this session from 2 o'clock to 2:45 now is an open forum discussion. So instead of you asking questions to us, we may ask questions for you. Yeah. And so it should be free, open type of discussion. And then we'll have a little break, coffee break, and then Swamiji will give the next session from 3:15 to 4. And then a panel discussion. Oh, we're also very happy, of course it'll be tomorrow, that Prarajika Parvuddha Pranaji is with us. So she'll be doing a panel discussion tomorrow. Today will be your two local Swamis. And then we'll have our Arati and meditation. We'll stop at 7:30. Then we have a music concert tonight. This Suranjan Bhanja Chaudhary, he's performed here a couple of times before, very fine vocalist. So we hope everyone can stay for that, and then we'll have dinner. And anyhow, you'll see the program is listed outside. So now we'll start with a few Shanti mantras. Yeah, you can lead mantras. Yeah. Three.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Bhadram Karnebhi Srinuyam Devaha Bhadram Paschimakshabhiryajatraha Sthirairangaihi Stuštuvagum Sastanubhihi Vyasema Devahitam Yadayuhu Swasti na Indro Vridhasravaha Swasti na Pusha Vishwavedaha Swasti nastarksho arishtanemi Swasti no brihaspatir dadhatu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shanno Mitra Shamvarunah Shanno Bhavatvaryama Shanna Indro Brihaspatihi Shanno Vishnurukramah Namo Brahmane Namaste Vayo Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahmasi Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahma Vadishyami Ritam Vadishyami Satyam Vadishyami Tanmamavatu Tadbhaktaramavatu Avatu Mam Avatu Bhaktaram. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Let's, huh? Okay. So, let us begin the guided meditation. Let us be in the meditation mood. Sit straight on the chair. Close our eyes. Let us feel relaxed in mind and body. Relax all the muscles of our body. To relax the muscles of the face, the smiling posture is the best. Feel you are happy, free from anxieties and worries. You are sitting with the God. When we are in the temple, we are with God. Feel that you are pure in heart, and everyone sitting here has attained the purity of heart by being in proximity with God. Feel that everyone is in the meditative mood, all focused to the self or Atman. Feel that whole world is in meditative mood. The trees, mountains, rivers, sky, clouds, the earth, the heaven, everyone is in meditative mood. trying to connect to the divine. Peace prevailing everywhere. All other worldly thoughts are set out. Let us have deep breathing for some time. Please breathe in slowly, fill in the lungs, and breathe out in the same pace. Slowly breathe in and breathe out. Slowly breathe in and breathe out. Let us do it for some time. Let us chant Om for 10 times. Please join me in prolonged chanting of Om. Let us now bring our mind in this hall in company of all the devotees in the holy place where God is worshipped as Sarvadeva Devi Swarupa Sri Ramakrishna and as Holy Mother and Swami Vivekananda. Every day we are so fortunate to be here this morning on the day of the worship of Ganesha Chaturthi. Let us now focus on our own body. This body is called Annamaya Kosha, a part of our personality. The body that survives on food. And made up of bones, blood, muscles, fat. Which we erroneously conceive as our own self. It is an instrument of ourself to help us to realize God. Body that gives us action to perform for our own good and for the good of others. Let us transcend this body and go to the next core of our being, of our personality, called Pranamaya Kosha, the vital body, the energy set, which is responsible for all the life functions, which gives energy for the body to function, mind and intellect to work. That energy seed or Pranamaya Kosha, without which body is an inert material. Visualize the Pranamaya Kosha energizing blood circulation throughout your body, giving ideas to your mind, making brain function. All the vital living actions are performed by Pranamaya Kosha. Let us go beyond the Pranamaya Kosha to Manomaya Kosha, the third seed of our personality, the mind, from which come the thoughts, ideas, emotions. Try to visualize that function of your personality, regarded as the seed of our personality, the Manomaya Kosha. Visualize the mind, which is desires, but still we are not mind, it is our instrument. Let us go beyond the mind to the inner core of our seed, called Vijnanamaya Kosha, the seed of intellect, the willpower, decisive faculty, the faculty of I-ness, and the Vijnanamaya Kosha, which is responsible for our personality. What our intellect is, that we seem, that we become for the world. The seat of our character. Attitude. Let us go beyond the Vijnanamaya Kosha to Anandamaya Kosha, the fifth and last and innermost core of our being, the seat of bliss, which is the source of joy for our this personality that we identify as ourselves, individual personality. Which is the cause of all other four seeds. Which is just pure bliss, independent of anything, by its sheer proximity with our soul, or the Atman, or the divine spark that we in reality are. This Anandamaya Kosha, the bliss, the peace that our mind experiences is generated in the Anandamaya Kosha. It is in close proximity with the Atman or the Self. And it is experienced when we are in deep sleep, when all other sheaths are non-functional, have no awareness. This is awake and aware. Let us go inside to our innermost being, our own spiritual entity called the Atman, or the soul, or the spirit. My real nature. Let us visualize that spirit or the Atman as a divine light seated deep within my being, within these five sheaths, that which really I am. Visualize the soothing light deep within your being. Where there is no agitation, there is no worldliness of any sort, no fear, no death, no change. This is my real nature, uncreated and undying, ever present, ever conscious, self-luminous. Let us visualize this light of the Atman, Atma Jyoti, for some time. While focusing on this light of the self, you may mentally repeat the mantra you have received from your Guru, or any name of God that you like, or just Om, and meditate on this formless light of the Atman. Now let us visualize that this formless, self-luminous light has taken a form of your Ishta. Your Atma has taken the form of your Ishta. Ishta is the form of God that you like most. It may be Sri Ramakrishna for many, for others may be Shiva or Krishna or Rama or Kali or Jesus. Whatever your Ishta is, visualize this light has taken the form of your Ishta, and Ishta is seated within you. Just visualize the Ishta, all his parts from feet upwards, seated in a blissful meditative mood. Effulgent, living, and blissful form of the Ishta, which is yourself, your true self. Visualize his or her feet, the lotus feet. And the legs. And the body. Beautiful dress that a chosen ideal is wearing. See his or her hands, all divine. And see his or her face, eyes half open, full of grace and blessings. The mouth is in a smile. Visualize ears of your deity and the nose and the cheeks and the chin, the face like the moon, most beautiful, most charming thing in the whole universe is the face of our Ishta. Let us meditate on this divine form of the Ishta while repeating the mantra or the name of God or simply Om in our mind. Om. Now, visualize the Anandamaya kosha just around your chosen ideal or your Ishta. To see the bliss, then the Vijnanamaya kosha, the seed of intelligence and your I-ness, the seed of mind, Manomaya kosha, then Pranamaya kosha, seed of vital energy, then seed the physical body, let our awareness be not dimmed about the presence of our soul inside all these different seeds, who is the source of our life, of our consciousness, our body, mind, intellect, all become conscious by the reflected consciousness of ourself, or the Atman, or the Ishta. We sit it deep within our hearts, who sees everything that we do, who knows everything that we think. Ishta always remains awake within us. He is the guide. He is the source and He is the goal. Let us bow down to the Ishta mentally and pray to Him that may we never forget His divine presence, His or her divine presence within us, who is our true self. All other seeds will be separated because they are not I, they are my instruments. Only the chosen ideal remains, only the Atman abides. Let us bow down and pray for His grace, that may we not be involved and engaged and totally forgetful of our spiritual nature, and by mistake immersed in worldliness. May the worldly worries and anxieties be able to be removed by the grace of Ishta. May we realize that this human life is short and for the time being, but we live eternally. We are unchangeable, immortal self. May the awareness of our true spiritual reality be granted by the grace of our Ishta or the Atman. Yame Vaisha Vrinte Tena Lavya. Whomever the Atman chooses to bless, that person realizes the truth, says the Upanishad. With this we conclude the guided meditation here. Slowly open the eyes. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Thank you for wonderful cooperation, your cooperation in the guided meditation. It was so quiet, as if we are alone in this hall, though we are so many people here. But it felt like we're just ourselves sitting here in presence of the Divine. This retreat is on Prashnottara Ratna-Malika. Many of you must be hearing this book first time. Actually, Swami Prabodhanandaji gave a retreat on this subject in Toronto many years back. Swami Prabodhanandaji from our San Francisco Center. He was a very loving monk. I was telling about him yesterday. Very loving, kind. He came once to Toronto, and after the retreat finished, I think this was the retreat. At night, he fell sick, and we had to rush him to the hospital. Then he told that it was not that night he was sick. While he was coming, he was already having trouble. But he didn't say anything. In the flight, during our retreat, during 2-3 days, so that the retreat time is done well. He performs his allotted responsibility well and bore all the pain of some trouble inside, urinary trouble, some kidney trouble, and bore all that, and everything finished on Sunday. That night he said, "I'm having trouble." We took him to hospital, treatment was done, and then he had to fly back to San Francisco. I accompanied Swami, first time to San Francisco, my first visit to San Francisco. That Swami's retreat was on Prashnottara Ratna-Malika. Very small book. Generally, retreat we do on Upanishads or the Gita or Viveka Chudamani. Those are very common books to discuss. Those are very hard, difficult also philosophically. There are many books written by Shankaracharya as Prakarana Grantha, Atma Bodha, Tattva Bodha, Viveka Chudamani, many books. All are very highly laden with philosophy. This book is very small, smallest of all the books that Shankaracharya has written, Prakarana Grantha. Only 67 verses. And that too in a very simple Sanskrit. And the book that is recommended to you, translated by Swami Tapasyananda, a wonderful English translation describing the verse that is very precisely given by Shankaracharya to make it little elaborate and make understand. This book is not just a question, it is question and answer, Prashnottara. And Shankaracharya was so happy after writing this book. He said, this question and answer is like the necklace of gem, shining, valuable, which will make life meaningful if we practice this. And this is not just the gems that is to be kept after reading or put in their library, but this teaching to be worn in your neck, that is to be put in your throat. You should remember this in your life and make its use in daily life. Here are the instructions for our life, not only spiritual meditation, but whole life function is meditated. How we should behave, what we should think, how we should donate, how we should be charitable. Everything of human life that will make us spiritual is instructed in this simple book of question and answer. Question by Shankaracharya. then we will be afraid. What will be the answer? We are so fortunate, Shankaracharya even gives the answer and says that this is the necklace of gems. Why necklace? It should always remain with you. If possible, it should be in your throat. That is, it should remain not only in your neck, on your throat, that you make its use whenever needed. So that is the meaning of this book, Prashnottara Ratna-Malika. And not mala, not big garland, but malika, small garland, so that it remains here. That is so deep meaning of Shankara's books. I think many of you have the book, you can take out the book. So, Prashnottara Ratna-Malika of Sri Shankaracharya. Shankara was a great philosopher who thought not only about the sannyasins and those who are all renouncers who are to realize God, who are given to practice of spirituality in a lonely place and all that. He was such a philosopher who came to establish dharma on this earth. And dharma is established not only by few monks and tyagis, but by whole community who follow the Sanatana Dharma. That's why we're very concerned for how all different kinds of minds in different state of our life will make their life useful and spiritual and hold on to Dharma and live a happy life. All scriptures have one common goal: dukkha nivritti paramananda prapti. Human life is a blissful life, yet that bliss evades us. We are supposed to live in bliss, paramananda. So that's why they come to our help and they give us instruction. If followed, then we are always happy. All these worldly problems, anxieties, tensions, hypertensions, all will go away. What will happen to the bodily disease? That body suffers. Old age, health problems. Even the body may suffer. We may live, while body is suffering, we may live in happiness. That's what the scriptures say. And that's what Shankara says in this. So he not only wrote many treatises or explanation of Shankara, of Brahma Sutra Bhashya or Upanishads Bhashya on the Gita, but he restarted the worship of God in temples, in deities, and how people should go to the temple, perform deities, though he was Advaitist, but he knew Advaita is not for all. Dvaita is also equally a Vedanta. He started worship in the temples that had stopped after Buddhist influence. Many places he reopened the temple and appointed priests and brought priests from south to the north, from north to the west, so that integration of whole India is set. All these great souls, they all had a vision of the united India, one India with Indian culture. Shankara, Ramanuja, all those, they were not political beings, they were spiritual beings. But they knew that when we are all united, only then can we progress. Progress, though their goal was spiritual progress, but they didn't lack to see the spiritual progress depends on progress in other fields also. That's why unity of the nation was important for retention of our culture, of our religion. Sri Ramakrishna was equally a patriot like Swami Vivekananda. Swami Vivekananda is called Patriot Saint of India. But from where did Swami Vivekananda get this patriotism and this spirituality, this saintliness? From Sri Ramakrishna's sainthood, no doubt, Even his love for the country came from Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna loved India. That's why he said, you will have to work for the people of whole country. However, the patriotism of these saints didn't stop in their own physical boundary of their country, geographical boundary of country, but was for the whole humanity, from whom the message came of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Your family is not only your family of 4 or 5 people, or the people of your relations only, but whole world is your family. So inculcate the values in you and feel yourself one with the whole world. Holy Mother said in simple language, no one is a stranger, my child. The whole world is your own. We are individual in this whole world, and whole world is our country. Swadesho Bhuvanatrayam. My country is all 3 worlds. Bhuvanatrayam, Swarga, Martya, Patala. Everywhere is my country. The spirituality wants to transcend us, our limitation, not only this physical limitation bound by the physical body, individuality bound by the physical body, but our limitation that is made by a small family, the whole, considering whole family is our own family, and all existence as my existence. That is the goal of all the scriptures. Here in Prashnottara Ratna-Malika, first verse, it says about the glory of this work of Shankara. Kakhalu nalang kriyate drishta adrishta artha sadhana patiyan amuya kanthasthitaya Prashnottara Ratna-Malikaya. Who is the person skilled in understanding what is good for himself here and the hereafter, that will not find a fitting ornament for his neck, the source of voice in this Prashnottara Ratna-Malika, or the necklace of gems consisting of questions and answers on matters of vital importance. Vital importance is the importance for our life, spiritual and all other importance. So that means one who is skilled in understanding what is good for oneself here and hereafter will find that this book, Necklace of Gems, consisting of question and answer on spiritual life and vital matters, very useful. Who has the idea about the good of oneself and good of others will not find it beneficial. That is, all those who feel for themselves for their good and for the good of others will find this book beneficial, study of this book beneficial. Now, good of others is very equally important for our own good. We cannot be good by ourselves. We have to find goodness in others. If all are healthy, then the chance we are healthy. All are sick, we will fall sick. What happened in COVID? Example, that's how it is. All are suffering and not happy, all troubled, and I want to be very peaceful and very joyful. It won't happen. Our happiness lies on the happiness of all of us. So that is the view of Vedanta. Shankara, that's why it includes the good of all. Now, the second verse it says, Bhagavan kimupadeyam. Question and answer, short question, kimupadeyam. Upadeya is what is acceptable, what is that deserves full acceptance. Upadeya is what is we like and is good for us. Upadeya it's called. So, question is asked, Bhagavan, O Lord, O teacher, what is that deserves full acceptance? What should we fully accept without any questioning? Something is told to us, no argument, no reasoning. Just accept as it is told. What can be that? Otherwise it is said, reason out, question, find for yourself whether it is true or not. What can be that thing that can we fully accept without any question, without any reasoning? What can be that? The answer gives Guru Vachanam. Beautiful, you see? Question and simple answer. What your spiritual teacher tells you. You don't have to think about it whether it is good or not. Sri Ramakrishna was instructing Yam, and Yam used to ask questions. Sometimes he used to argue, sometimes he didn't agree what Sri Ramakrishna said. Difference between argument and questioning. Questioning is very right. You want to know more. You want to make the thing clear. Argument is not accepting what the other has said. What the teacher has said, you have doubt, you don't accept that fully. Then it is argument. But it is that Sri Ramakrishna said that Durga Puja is a very nice, that God is worshipped in Mother Durga's image. And Yam says, but it is this the clay image, why could it be worshipped as God? Then Sri Ramakrishna said, why do you consider as clay image? It is, why don't you see it as the conscious image, God living there, why can't you see that? But what is worshipped as the consciousness? Then then M says, oh, that should then be taught to the people, that what we worship is not God, it is the consciousness, is the God worshipped through the image. M said, you all have to say, lecture, explain. What about your own understanding? Then M said, I was shocked. It was a shock for me. After that, slowly my argumentation was left out. At one time, Sri Ramakrishna said to him clearly, don't reason out, don't have any doubt, just accept and perform what I say to you. Do you think that I know all your past and present? Sri Ramakrishna said that. Yam said, yes, I accept, you know everything about me. Sri Ramakrishna knew more about Yam than what Yam knew about himself. That is what God. God knows more about us than we know ourselves. And also God loves us more than we love ourselves. We think we love, what is the best to love? We love ourselves a lot. But it is God that loves us more than we love ourselves. So here also, what that we can accept, what our Guru Vachanam, what Guru instructs, that you do. Guru said, don't tell a lie, speak the truth. Follow that. Oh, sometimes we have to manage this thing in the world. What Guru knows, he's a very spiritual person. He just said, tell the truth, and now we have to, how to live in the world, he doesn't know. So, again the argument comes. But when the Guru said, tell the truth, then we should try to accept that. So, the more we try to accept that, the better for us. More of peace, more of joy. That falsehood brings problem, complication in our life. So, and there are people who are very truthful. Not only sannyasi gurus who are very truthful, but you see, Khudiram, he was a householder, but how truthful he was. He was truthful by nature. He was ready to practice truth. We may have to sacrifice something in our life. But that sacrifice is worth sacrificing for the sake of truth. And Khudiram sacrificed his own home and hearth for the sake of truth. And what he got for that? God was born as his son. He was so truthful, noble, devoted, pure. So truthfulness always rewards. So accept the instruction of a teacher, of a spiritual teacher, without any argument, Fully accept that. That's what upadeya. You should accept that without any other thought. Then, heyamapi kim. What should we avoid? What is to be rejected? That is the question. Answer in the same half slok. Akaryam. What you should not perform, you should not do. Evil work. The work that is not to be performed is akarya. There are many things that in life that we know we should not do. That is here, you should avoid, you should reject that. And if we see in your own life how many things we compromise, how many things that should not be done rightly that we do, that should be not be done, says Ratna-Malika. That is the teaching of Shankara. Then question comes, Ko Guruhu? Who is the teacher? This is the question often asked. How should I know who is my teacher? And who is a Sadguru? Who is a real teacher? Sadguru, not one person. Sadguru means real teacher, the true teacher. So, who is the true teacher? How to know that? That is the question. Now it said, Guru Vachanam, you should upadeya, you should always accept. Then who is the Guru? Whom can I consider as my Guru? Whom I consider as the person whose words I should accept in totality? So, Shankara again says, Adhigata Tattva, who has realized the truth, Adhigata Tattva. One who knows the truth and who always strives for the good of the disciple. So, two qualities of Guru. Who knows the truth and remains in the cave or remains in deep samadhi. So, he cannot be the Guru. He is a realized soul. But realized soul has to come down to our level and take us to high level. As consider the disciples. Sri Ramakrishna, that story, that some few people were going and there was wonderful music coming out from other side of the wall. Huge wall was there. One person climbs the wall to look what is there. Such a merriment was there, so much joyful things were going there. He just jumps there, ha ha ha, says and jumps on other side. Without telling here what is there, whether we should go or not. He could not control himself. He is not concerned about others. He is not a Guru. He likes good things. He likes what is best for him. But he is not a teacher. So he is maybe knower of Brahman, but he is not a teacher. Teacher is Dakshinamurti. Teacher is that who, having known all that, thinks for the people who are ignorant and tries to do good to them. That's why the thing strives for the good of disciples. In Viveka Chudamani, it is said beautifully that who is a real teacher? Real teacher has three qualities. That is a tattva, adhigata tattva. It says, Shrotriyo abrijino akamahato. He knows the purport of the scriptures, what scriptures tell. That he knows, that teacher knows, he or she. When I say he, it is he or she. Here also man, it's man or woman, all are together. So, Shrotriyo, Shrotriya means Shruti is Vedanta or Vedas. Shrotriya who has learned Vedas, that is Shrotriya. Then other quality said is Abrijino, who knows the purport of Vedanta and who is Abrijino, without sin. All sin has been removed from the life of such a teacher, who has purified himself by the sadhana, who is pure-hearted, who doesn't think ill about any other person, who has all goodwill for all. That is Abrijino. When we think about ill of others or can't think about good of all, then we have something wrong in our heart still. We are not Abrijino. So Abrijino, there is no sin left in that person. And other quality says akamahata, has no desire left. The teacher has no desire. If one desire is left, It is how to make the disciple spiritually elevated. That desire alone is there. Otherwise, no other selfish desire in the teacher. Such type of person is Adhigata Tattva Guru, the Guru who has realized the truth. And in the Viveka Chudamani it says, they do good to the world. How do they good to the world? Like the spring season of spring, Vasantavat. What the spring does, when spring comes, all flower blooms, trees get leaves, the environment, very weather becomes so blissful. New life comes to the world as if the trees were dead and now all get leaves and life comes back. Vasanta does that. The spring season does that. But spring season does that not with some motive. It just comes and it happens. Just by its presence it happens. That's why Vasantavat Loka Hitam Charanta, like the spring season, that's why it is said. That is the teacher. It does good to the disciples, good to the people, but without any motive. By his presence, the good thing happens. Swami Vivekananda says to one of his disciples that you should fully be obedient to me. The Guru, whenever Guru says something, there is no scope of any argument or any doubt. If Guru has something said to me, it is definitely doing me good. And he gives example. If I say to you now, climb this coconut tree and jump from there, you should not think twice. Oh, if I jump, then I will die. Why my Guru said this? Why my Guru has to give me such strong instruction? Climb that and jump, knowing fully that when Guru has said to me, it is doing me good, definitely. There is some meaning in this. Guru's instruction has something beautiful, something beneficial to me without any doubt. Have no doubt on the teaching, on the instruction of your Guru. One person comes in the Vedas, it is their Upanishad, Satyakama, comes to the teacher and says, please teach me Vedas, Vedanta. Adihi Bhagavo Brahmeti. Teacher, please teach me Brahman, highest truth. And what teacher says? Here are 400 cattle, take them to the forest, and until they become 1,000, don't come back. When they are 1,000, then come back. And the student doesn't argue anything. I came here you not to look after the cattle. I came here to have Brahma Jnana. No questioning, no argument, no doubt. Happily the boy takes 400 cows, one person looking after. And he goes to the forest to grazing pastures, and after that finish he goes to another. Days passed like that. And he was doing his ritual performance and the upasana and all that, but he was looking after the cows. Time rolled on. He has no idea about when I have to return. And also he didn't count every day. He was so happy with the work allotted by his teacher, he was not counting every day. Oh, it is now 800, still 200 to come. Guru gave me such difficult task, roaming alone, and people, my other disciples are there in the ashram. They are having nice food prepared by Guru Patni and Guru Ma and all that, and I have to roam. No, nothing of that sort. It's the whatever food is found, roots and fruits, and tends this cattle. One day, one bull comes to him and says, we are here 1,000. Now he says, something of the Brahman I'll tell you. Bull talking about Brahman, Brahma Jnana. And he tells something. Today I said this much to you, 1/4 of the Brahma Jnana. Tomorrow, one swan will come and teach you. So, he starts going back. And Satyakama comes back, and next day swan comes, and he says, tomorrow one waterfowl will come, Mudgu. He will tell more about the Brahma Jnana. And it says, next day fire will tell. So fire also he gets. Fire was doing the rituals worship, and fire also speak to him what is Brahma Jnana. So slowly from this Sharir, Annamaya Kosha to Pranamaya Kosha to Atma, like that, and to all pervading reality, one without a second, he all hears about that Brahman. How much his mind was purified by performing the actions ordered by Guru, that whatever he listens to that, it becomes realized. By listening to the knowledge of Brahman, the teaching of Brahman that is taught by these birds and the fire and the bull, he retains that knowledge and experiences that. He had got the power to retain and understand that knowledge of Brahman. When he comes back, Guru was there to welcome. And Guru, what he says? Soumya, oh serene boy, your face already shines like a Brahmagyani. Who taught you Brahmagyana? You had come to me to learn Brahmagyana, but you have already attained Brahmagyana, it seems from your very face. The person of knowledge, purity, that radiated from the person's face. Any friendly person, any good person, we could guess with our limited knowledge, limited power to find the quality of a person. We can find this person is very sattvic. This person seems to be very selfless. Little action, sometimes just by seeing, we can guess. Mostly our guess is right, sometimes may be wrong. But this Guru was unerring in saying that you have attained the knowledge of Brahman just by tending the cows. Tending the cows, he might have done in his home also. Everybody used to have cows that time, that was the wealth. Cattle was there. But how this time it was Brahmagyana? Because he accepted the instruction of his Guru. Guru said and he did without any questioning, because it was upadeya. It was to be accepted fully without any reasoning, without any doubt, without any counter argument. And he attained Brahmagyana. And the student said, I have heard about Brahman from being other than human beings. But that knowledge is not complete. Now I have to hear from you, oh my teacher. And teacher gave him Brahmagyana. Instructed. Hearing about Brahmagyana is in the books, you can hear in the lectures, but how much we retain? We don't retain because our heart is not yet prepared, our mind is not yet pure enough to understand that. Sri Ramakrishna says, what happens by sadhu sangha? Some asked. Oh, it makes you grow love for God and makes your heart pure. And when heart is pure, then you can understand the truths of Scripture. To understand it and to make it practice also, you need the purity of heart. Without that, it won't sink in us. To sink it, purity of heart, that's what's so important. And purity of heart comes from karma yoga, doing something for others, thinking for others, loving others, without anything, any idea of return from him or her. That is the best way to attain the purity of heart. Others means for all. So let us go to other question. Verse 3. Tvaritam kim kartavyam vidusham. What is the immediate duty of an intelligent, learned person? Vidusha means vidwan. Not only vidwan, he is intelligent person. Learned and intelligent. So, what is the duty of that person? Immediate duty. And answer is samsara santati cheda. If you are really learned and intelligent, that is the real use of intelligence, that you strive for cutting off your bondage to this world. Samsara santati cheda. Samsara cheda is the cutting the attachment to this world. What is santati cheda? This repeated cycle of going and coming. That santati is the children. We are born as our children. Continuation. So this continuation beautifully says, samsara nirantara, it doesn't say. Samsara santati. As if we are in the world now, and next time we are reborn, and it is like the santati, like the child of this samsara coming again. Like the samsara, and third time we are born, again like the child of that samsara coming again. This whole cycle, recycle, this continuing cycle of birth and death has to be cut asunder. That is the intelligence of a learned people. Only who strives for that is the real learned, intelligent person. In Upanishad, it is asked, what is real cleverness? We know cleverness, no? So who somehow manages his life or somehow manages his things is called to be a clever person. He is very clever. He could achieve that. He could get promotion in office. Very clever. He could have a good relation with boss and got over other colleagues, and he was promoted to the post. That perhaps other senior was there. So clever. So that is not the cleverness according to Vedanta. Sa chaturi chaturi. That alone is cleverness when you can become yourself spiritual. If you can attain spiritual unfoldment by anyhow, that is chaturi. That is cleverness. Sri Ramakrishna said in very simple words. He said, when you go to the temple with some purpose, the one who is clever will somehow have the darshan of the deity. Not that, oh, it's so much crowd, I sit here. Not that. He will go into the crowd and will have the darshan of the deity. Sri Ramakrishna says, some people come with the children and they will say, here, see the deity, and make the children see the deity. Children have just saw the deity, for them it is just the image. But you had come to have the darshan of the deity to visualize presence of God there. Seeing deity is not just seeing the image, it's visualizing God. God in His full glory gives you so much joy. You see here Sri Ramakrishna's image. So beautiful decoration. How painstakingly the folds, can you see the folds so beautifully done? Equal and so nicely. The garland, the light, the curtains. How, with full of, can you imagine the devotion of the person who has done this so meticulously? That devotion catches our mind if we can think that way. We just come, do pranam and get up and go. Then there will be no effect. You feel the presence, Sri Ramakrishna is here. How beautiful he looks today. This dress matches him so much, and how wonderfully decorated with so beautiful flowers. Everything that is done to the deity should make you happier. That is the spiritual gain we get from seeing the deity. When people go to see Kali temple in Dakshineshwar, you see that Sri Ramakrishna saw this image living, breathing, eating, talking. That image I am seeing today, I have not had the eye to see that way, but Sri Ramakrishna saw this very image. Just thinking of what Sri Ramakrishna saw and explained, that makes us spiritual. That gives us greater joy to see the image in that way. Sri Ramakrishna walked in this courtyard. He saw Mother Kali walking like a small girl with anklets on her feet. So all these things, when you remember, it becomes more spiritual. So here also it says that what makes us, that upadaya, follow the acceptance of the teacher, that is for your highest good. Attainment of perfect knowledge and its application in life is another question. Achieve that termination of repeated succession of birth and death, that is the immediate duty of a learned person. That should be the thing. Next question is, Kim moksha taror bijam? What is the seed of the tree of liberation? See the poetry of Shankaracharya. Tree of liberation. I said liberation is a tree and it has a seed. I want to catch the seed from which the tree grows. I want to get the very root, very essence of that liberation. What is the seed means here? The essence, the tree, seed is the essence of the tree. And tree given, moksha. When we have moksha, all our problems are gone. All our suffering are eliminated. We are in happiness inexpressible. As in the tree, if you are in the summertime, You go under the tree, having lot of shade, cool air, breeze coming, you feel so relaxed. Like that is the tree of moksha. When you have attained moksha or jivan mukti, you have found the peace of this life for which the human body, human life was meant. Our life is meant to attain the spiritual knowledge. That's why we have become human beings. That is the great opportunity given to us in the human body, human form, human life. Otherwise we were perhaps animals in our past lives. Who knew? We did something good, and we have given this opportunity that you can realize your true nature and remain always happy in life and cut the samsara chakra, going and coming. Be mukta and remain in what you are. No more dreaming all these terrible dreams. So that's what is meant by this. So, what is moksha tarur bijam? What is the seed of the tree of liberation? It says, attainment of perfect knowledge and its application in life. So knowledge and its application, both things. That's why it said, samyak jnanam kriya siddham. Jnanam only you have knowledge and you don't apply in life, that has no use. That is like jnana. When you use that jnana in your life, that becomes vijnana. Jnana and vijnana. Jnana, Sri Ramakrishna says, to know that there is fire in the wood is jnana. That wood has combustible power. But to bring out fire from that wood and cook food and eat and get nourished, that is vijnana. To know that white liquid is milk and its properties. It has so much of water and all the calcium and all these chemicals are there and nutrients are there. That is all jnana. But when you drink that milk and get nourished with all those ingredients, that is vijnana. So here also Shankara says, moksha tarur bijam, after you get the moksha, very essence of the moksha, then it is you know it and you make it practical in your life. Swami Vivekananda said, my ideal indeed can be put in a few words, and that is to preach unto mankind their divinity. That everyone is divine, our very nature is divine, to preach unto mankind. That everyone should know that we are divine, we are not this limited, this psychophysical being, but we are divine being. Not only that, he said, and to preach unto mankind their divinity, and how to make it manifest in every movement of life. If we are divine, then it should express in our life. When to express? Not only when we are in the temple, but in every movement of life that divinity should express. When we are in the temple or with the devotees, we are very good and kind. There is no competition, there is no jealousy, there is no ill feeling. But when we go to the world, to work, some person you don't like, immediately reaction starts coming. Oh, this is a very person who always goes to the boss and complains against me. So those are all the things that are not expressing our divinity. When we are divine, it doesn't matter how world looks at you, or what they want to get little thing in the world. Whatever you gain in the world is very insignificant. Tuchha, this world is tuchhatvat. This is tuchha, like the husk of a paddy. Grain is valuable, paddy husk is not valuable. Earlier they used to throw, now they're finding some oil from that. So, husk is like the tuchha, that's why they came tuchha, insignificant. The worldly things are all insignificant. If we are rich spiritually, the world seems so insignificant, and in the world this success and achievements and all the things that you get in the world seems to be very insignificant thing, because you have attained that glory of the self, that wealth, the treasure of your own self you have got. All is hidden into us, but somehow we are not able to find that. And Kabir says very nicely, Kasturi kundal vase mriga dhune banamahi. The deer, musk deer, finds so much fragrance. And from where it is coming? Which plant is so fragrant and beautiful? And he looks to different bushes, different herbs, and goes here and there trying to find, yes, smell is coming. From where it is coming really? It doesn't find anything more in that herb. So maybe there, but it's always coming. But where was that coming from? From his own body, from his own inside. Kasturi was there. That fragrant material kasturi was there. And he was searching all over the world. Like that is God residing into our heart, and we are not finding Him, he says, Kabir Das said. The divinity, that fullness, that richness, that wealth, that treasure is always within our heart, and we have not found that wealth. So when we find that wealth, that treasure, that divinity, then our attitude, work, thought, all changes. All our problems are all reduced. Anxieties, worries, complaints, all become less and less, no complaint for anything. Swami Sarvagatananda used to say, so the wise person, sometimes in crowded places there is pickpocket. In India, you might have experienced. It's in many places, even in Italy, in Paris, in everywhere is there, in the airports. So when pickpocket is there, few money you had kept in your pocket, few dollars, and that is gone. The very worldly person feels very, very sad for that. And my money was there, I wanted to buy something, chocolate for my child, and that is gone. What is this country has become? All these people have become so rogue. Really, Kali Yuga is in deep now. All you start cursing country, cursing people, cursing even the Kali Yuga, the time. Then Sarvagatanji says, what happens if a wise person, saintly person's pickpocket happens? Sometimes saintly person also need money. All are not Ranganathanandaji. Ranganathanandaji never had any money while he travelled. He travelled without a penny from country to country. And he was in trouble one time, he said. So people didn't come to take him. They missed the date. It was mistaken. Then he had to beg money from the shop in the airport. He somehow gave him money and he took that money to call the telephone call. So people have money and pickpocket happen. Then what do they say? In Sarvagatanji language, he says, oh, doesn't matter. This money I was using in this pocket, I will use in the pocket from the pocket of that person who I might have taken. We are one after all. Doesn't matter. That person needed perhaps more. That money moved from this pocket of mine to that pocket of mine. That pocket of mine. So like that, they find oneness with all. That is how they can be peaceful. Otherwise you just beat your head and get nothing. So wise persons are that way. They find wisdom, and in every moment of life this divinity is expressed. That's what Swami Vivekananda said, to make it manifest in every moment of life of all people. He was manifesting it. He was all full of love. And actually this thing happened. He had gone to Lahore in India, and he gave a lecture on Vedanta. There were professors and students and the common people came. One professor of mathematics was there, Tirath Ram. And he came and met Swamiji, and Swamiji had some watch, and he said, Swamiji, your watch is so beautiful. Just in conversation he said, yes, some people gave me in the West, so I want to gift it to you. And that Tirath Ram said, no, Swamiji, it was given to you, why will you give to me? Then Swamiji again gave him and said, I was using in this pocket, now I will use in this pocket. The same person. No difference, oneness. That Tirath Ram later became Swami Ram Tirath, and he came to the West to preach Vedanta. So that's how they want to Kriya Siddham. That is what? Jnana Siddham, Samyak Jnanam and Kriya Siddham. That's what immediate, that's what is, how you can have that seed of the tree of liberation that can have happen. Verse 4. Kaha pathyataro. What is most beneficial? Pathyataro. Pathya is a common used word. Often we use for food that is easily digestible when we are sick. Pathya. So pathya that is beneficial. When you are sick, you cannot eat everything. You eat only that is good for your stomach, which you can easily digest. That is what's called pathya. So here pathya means that is what really beneficial to me. What is pathya-tara? What is the most beneficial? And the answer given is dharma. Now dharma is the most beneficial thing. Dharma is a big subject. Dharma is righteousness, translated as righteousness. The thing that is right to do, that is called dharma. Dharma is translated as religion, that makes us closer to divinity. Dharma is translated as the duty that we perform in the earnestness, that is dharma. Dharma is our responsibility towards our human being. Dharma is our responsibility towards our family, that whatever in ashrama we are, if we are in grihastha ashrama, our dharma is to look after our family members. If we are sannyasis, our dharma is to dedicate our life for spiritual practice and to pray for the good of others. That is our dharma. So dharma has many meanings, many shades. So it means the one word having many meanings. In Manusmriti, the 10 qualities of dharma is expressed. It says, Dhriti kshama damosteyam shaucha mindriya nigraha dhir vidya satyama krodho dasakam dharma lakshanam. Dharma is expressed as 10 things, 10 points it says. What is that? That dharma is steadiness. You are firm. You are not shaky. You know what to do, what you are. You are steadiness. Dharma also expressed as forgiveness. Kshama is another of the point of the dharma. Steadiness and forgiveness. Without forgiveness, how can we be dharmika? Forgiveness is a great quality of a spiritual person. And forgiveness we see most manifested where? In Jesus. Jesus suffered so much. He was nailed, crucified. And what he says? He prays to God, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Forgiveness, don't punish. No ill feeling towards those who are doing greatest harm to you. That is, the forgiveness can go up to that. And small little things if we remain. Somebody says something to us, or somebody sang a song. It was good. Other person told, how did you like my song? It was good, but that it was something was rhythm. Now after that you are not happy with that person. Oh, that person doesn't know anything of songs, and he starts criticizing my music, my song. What does he know about that? So like that, nothing of forgiveness or anything. Rather criticism, not able to understand, little criticism. People have right to speak. They will speak according to their understanding. Once someone drew one picture, and it was shown to Holy Mother, and shown to Gopalma, Golapma. Golapma said, oh, it is improportionate. She was very critic. She served Holy Mother so much, full dedicated service, but by her nature she was critic. She was very strong also. Whom to go, when to go. She would not spare anyone. Even the monks, she would say, it is not the time to meet Holy Mother. Sometimes trust is coming. Swami Madhavan, Holy Mother's own disciple come. She will not allow them to go. Holy Mother is resting, you cannot go now. She was that much for Holy Mother. All her in thought was Holy Mother only. Her comfort was there in her thought. And that picture was shown that, and Holy Mother was shown. How do you like? Man, very nice. Who drew this? Very good, she had drawn. Then that person said, but Golapma said that these hands are not proportionate to the figure. Now what Holy Mother will say, she cannot find fault in anything. And she cannot find fault in Holy, and Golapma is finding fault also. She cannot find fault there also. What she said? She said, yes, Golapma knows a lot. She knows about drawing. I don't know so much. I find it so good, but Golapma knows what the drawing should be. That also she praises. She doesn't find fault in anything. So by that comes this forgiving. That's how we can overcome finding defects and faults for even a small little thing that is done not good to us. So we should be always of high magnanimity. Swami Swahananda used to use the word magnanimity, large-heartedness, not pettiness. And he was himself that way. Swami Swahananda would forgive everyone and would help anyone that came to help him. I heard from the people who were very close to him. He said the people who criticized him on his back, when they came to ask some favor from him, he never brought that thing and helped that person as he would have helped anyone else who was very favorable to him. So magnanimous he was. Little criticism, little saying against him didn't touch him at all. He could forgive right away. And he was equally he could treat everyone. That was the greatness of Swami Swahananda ji, whom we revere, all of us revere so much. This center hour stands as the gift of Swami Swahananda ji and Swami Atmagyananda ji, how he built, and of course, two persons cannot do. Grace of God and support of the devotees. That makes the center. Swami Atmagyananda ji was saying, Toronto is one of the best centers. But you know what Swami Tathagatananda said? He traveled all centers in Europe and America and India also. Then he said, I like two centers most, he said to me. Two centers most. One is Vedanta Center of Greater Washington, D.C., Washington Center, and another, of course, is Toronto. He said that to me in Toronto. But he was true to that. He felt so homely and all that. This center's beauty of this, you say Toronto or Washington, D.C., mostly it is because of devotees and devotees' love. Anybody going to Toronto, I have seen the devotees come forward to make the Swami or the guest comfortable and want to feed them whatever the best they can prepare. Swami, does the guest eat fish? Then if I say yes, there will be 5 types of fish coming next day. Now the guest is in trouble, who is to eat and who is to not to eat. So that much of love for the unknown person, unknown monk, visiting for the first time. They have never interacted with that person. But because he is a monk of our order, monk of Sri Ramakrishna mission, and so much of love and feeling of oneness, that all is seen in the devotees equally. That comes from the love for Thakur, for God, for Sri Ramakrishna. When we love Sri Ramakrishna, we love everything that is connected with Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna's ashram, we'd like to visit everywhere we go. In any city, if there is ashram, we'd like to visit there and see and bow down. We love the Sri Ramakrishna ashram here, how to make it clean. We love the devotees, those are connected with Sri Ramakrishna. All feel to be our own family members, our own brothers and sisters, without being any said. We love the monks. We love the devotees of Ramakrishna. That will happen when we grow in purity of heart. The devotees of God. It has to come still more. The people who are not devoted to God, those who are non-believers, atheists, they are also human beings, they are also creation of God. They are also creation of the same God who has created me, equally loving. So love can transcend and become so huge that it can embrace the whole universe. That is the goal of spirituality, when we try to embrace the whole universe. It is, still time is there. 11 foot, 12 noon. So, that is what about the dharma I was saying about the forgiveness. Dharma, according to Manu, also says the quality, how is dharma expressed is as self-controlled and abstention from unrighteousness, abstention from desires, unrighteous desires, and non-stealing, asteya. That is one word that often comes, asteya. Stealing, that we all do practice, we all practice the dharma, but stealing is not meant by stealing, it is more of honesty. Honesty in our behavior, in our attitude, in our work. That is also, we can broadly put another item of asteya. And purity, control of sense organs, power of discernment or wisdom, knowledge and humility, truthfulness and absence of anger. This anger is the thing that causes us trouble. Kama esha krodha esha rajo guna samudbhava mahasano mahapapma viddhena miha vairinam. This desire, a strong desire for anything, and this anger, treat them as enemy. They are the devourer of yourself, mahasano, and they are full of sin. So avoid this kama and krodha, says Bhagavad Gita. Krodha is that dangerous thing. Often we get into the fit of anger. And before we are getting angry, there are indications. It doesn't happen suddenly. There are indications of anger that rouses in us. There is one beautiful book on the overcoming anger by Swami Swahananda. He writes wonderfully, describes what happens when a person becomes angry. His lips started vibrating and eyes become wider and all he describes from somewhere. So when we start becoming angry, there is ill feeling or some anger that rouses. And that is the first time that we should try to keep it down. Otherwise it will manifest violently. And when it manifests, you can do nothing. And anger is vairi, it is your enemy. You are not in yourself at the time. You have forgotten your not only divine nature, you have forgotten your human nature as well. Because you have become mad. A mad person doesn't know anything right or wrong. He just does. And mostly it is all anger mixed, everything very bad. Our relationships, all because of anger of one moment. I've seen so many families destroyed by that. Anger of one moment, destroyed whole family, whole life of husband and wife and other things I have heard. So like that, this anger has to be controlled. For all this thing not to express or not to able to come in our mind, we need more devotional attitude, more spiritual attitude, more thinking of God, more dwelling on spiritual matters. That will make us take away from this worldliness. This anger comes from desire, you know that. In Bhagavad Gita it is said that from desire comes anger. When desires are not fulfilled, anger comes. So why should there be desire for worldly things? Only desire is to have love for God, to make ourselves spiritual, to make ourselves more magnanimous, to make ourselves more pure. That should be our desire, not for the worldly desires of for getting more honor and having more worldly things. That is not worth desiring. If we are human beings and we are most intelligent persons, we should know what to desire after all. If we have to desire, we won't desire of any little increase in our salary or even desire anything, having bigger house or nicer, more shining car. Why should I desire those very temporary things that will go away? Until you get, it is very nice. When you get, all its shine goes away, it becomes dull. Then you say another car is more shining, more nicer color, this metallic blue, this cosmic blue. Oh, I bought this one, that is not good. In our spiritual life, we should try to feel happy in the state that we are. Otherwise, everything we see other places, other things that is more good, better than mine. Then you cannot be happy. What I am is very nice, is good. One Swami traveled to go different centers. And he said to me, do you know why I go to different centers? Just I want to see whether any other center is better than my own center. Then I asked him, Swamiji, then which center you found better than your center? No, none. My center is the best. That way. Somehow, it's not out of pride, but out of satisfaction. I'm happy wherever I am. The car I have, the house I have, everything is nice. That is full satisfaction. I don't need anything more. Your desires have quenched. No more desires for anything. You are happy. You will say, oh, the old car is 20 years old. Do you think that I should be happy with that? I should not try to buy a new car? No, you should buy a new car. Because that is needed, that is need, that is not the greed. That you should buy. After you buy that car, love that car and say your car is the best. So far it is functional. Don't look at other and these things. Once one brahmachari was traveling with Swami Turiyanandaji in Calcutta of that time. Now the Calcutta has so many high rises and beautiful buildings and all that. That time also Calcutta had whatever it had, better than other small towns. And brahmachari said to Maharaj, Turiyanandaji, Maharaj, this house is so pretty, they made very good. Without any intention, he said. Thus it was really a good house. Turiyanandaji became stern and said, give up Shobhan Adhyasa, projecting beauty in something else. Beauty is inside, we just project outside. Shobhan Adhyasa. Shobhan, this beauty is also Adhyasa. It is also, we project beauty. Real source of beauty is our Atma. There is nothing other beautiful beauty other than our Atman. That's why Atman or Brahman is called Satyam Shivam Sundaram. All beauty is there. And we project beauty outside and say, oh, it's so beautiful. The second stage is, oh, if it could be mine, it starts like that. Until if you appreciate the beauty and don't want to possess it, that is fine. But that is the line you have to draw, not to have the idea of possession. Beautiful flowers in the forest. And immediately comes, oh, let me take this flower to home and put mine in my flower vase. Nice stones. Sometimes people go to some ocean and find colorful stones. Now idea comes, oh, this I want to make mine. And collect and bring. There was one devotee who went to near Nova Scotia, went to that Fundy and Bay of Fundy and found some nice colorful small pieces of these pebbles and was carrying that, and somehow her husband didn't want to take it through it. She still says, oh, I collected so much, and that was gone. Why you have to collect and put it in her home where nobody will see? Let it be here. People will come, see, enjoy. This is also your place. Don't think your home alone is your, whole world is your own. When we have that attitude, everything where it is feels so beautiful, so nice, and let everyone enjoy the beauty of nature. And not make it privatized, hold it and take it your home. That's what thing can be done. That's why I was talking about the absence of anger and all this came. So, anger is a deadly sin, that in the sins of these 7 sins, anger is one of them. So anger has to be controlled, otherwise it is like a fire which burns out everything. So this can be controlled by feeling that everything belongs to, everything is to me. Swami Yogatmanand gave one talk, very nice subject. It was how to be a celebrity. Then I thought he will say something, you have to practice hard, you have to do prayer and meditation, thorough in practice to become celebrity, whatever you are doing, focus on this. I thought that he might be saying that. I didn't hear the talk, but when I saw the topic, then I met him and I asked, Maharaj, what did you give in that instruction? What are the points that you said in how to be a celebrity? He said, no, nothing. I said, you are already a celebrity. All those celebrities are yourself. You are already a celebrity, there is no difference between you and other. Whole humanity is one. Why you want to become like any other person? Don't find the separation or difference between you and other persons. We all are one. It is all our self, our Atman, that reflects as the whole universe, all human beings. They are all your own reflection. All achievement are all your achievement. Find oneness with the celebrity and you have become celebrity. Don't think that is other. So nice from Vedantic perspective. And that is not just to make us satisfied, that is the truth. and the whole world as it is of different varieties of things that make the world rich, and the world my world. This is my universe. It has become so rich with that so many people, so many varieties, so many art, culture, so many nice things going on here. And this is my world, so many philosophies, so many religions. That all makes this world so rich. So all things to be accepted with that magnanimous mind, and you become truly spiritual in your outlook. So you understand the speed I'm going. 67 verses, so small it was. But actually the question answers are very nicely done. If we read the book, it is very clear, and the translation is really beautiful. So there is not much to not know without reading this. It doesn't need any explanation. Just the talking, this retreat is about being with you. It is so joyful to see you all sitting here, listening, and they say that when speaker speaks, it's not only speaker speaks, audience also speaks imperceptibly. When they understand that feedback comes just by seeing the face, and the feedback that I'm getting is so wonderful that we are all here together discussing on something that we all have and we all mostly know, we all know this. Just spending some beautiful, valuable time in this pure, this holy shrine of Vedanta Center is so wonderful. So I would like to thank you all for this first session of the retreat. And thanks to Swami Atmagyanananda, which I will do at the last tomorrow, for inviting me and giving me this opportunity. And it's one of the important, not only that, he gave me opportunity. He wanted to do it on Labor Day weekend. That is the custom here. I said, Maharaj, I'm sorry, I'm already busy on Labor Day weekend. So please start, I will join the second day. Saturday, I will come in the evening. The Swami changed the date for me. I cannot imagine that. Perhaps I would have not done that. Yes, Swami, come next day, I will arrange. But Swami did that for his, out of his love for his brother monk. I am very thankful to him, very grateful to him. And thank you very much. We'll then meet in the next session. Oh, thank you.